backcountry and beyond. First of all, I'd just like to say I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone's staying safe, being extra careful out there during these difficult times that we're going through right now. Just want to let you guys know the store is still open. It is curbside only. We are doing everything we can to try to make sure that we can practice social distancing. We want to keep everyone safe. We've got gloves and masks that we're all wearing here at the store when we service customers. We want to protect not only ourselves, but even more importantly, we want to protect you guys. So those of you that have continued to shop with us and show your support, we really do appreciate that. So today's subject, I want to talk about frozen meats a little bit. I know most of us, if you're like me, you're probably trying to avoid the grocery store as much as possible right now, and you're probably just working through a lot of the frozen meats that you have in your freezer at home. This is a great time to do that. I want to talk to you about thawing meats. There is only one proper way to thaw meat before cooking, and that is to thaw it in the refrigerator. If you're cooking a smaller cut like a steak or a chicken breast or even like a pork tenderloin, probably a day or two in the fridge should be good. If you're cooking a bigger cut of meat like a pork butt or a brisket or a turkey, those types of meats can take 3 to 5 days to thaw in the fridge. And if you're like me, you're probably guilty. I do this all the time. I forget to thaw my meat. I just forget. You know, I'll be planning on cooking a pork butt for the weekend, and I just never remember to put it in the fridge and let it thaw. So here's some of the things you want to avoid. I know there are a lot of people that do this, been doing it for years, and probably never got sick, but I just want to tell you, don't ever thaw meat on the countertop. Don't ever thaw meat under running water in the sink. And the worst of all, don't ever, please, for my sake, don't ever thaw meat in the microwave. Just don't do it. It's really not, those are not safe methods. The only proper way to do it is to thaw it out in the fridge. So, that being said, if you need to cook something and you forgot to thaw that meat out, don't worry. There is a way. You can just cook it. You just cook it frozen. I promise you, not only is it perfectly safe to cook frozen meat, much safer than any of these quick thaw methods like under running water or leave it on the counter or the microwave. Don't ever do that. Please don't ever do that. Just cook it. I mean, it's gonna come out awesome. I promise you, it's gonna be just fine. If anything, it's just more flavor, right? So you take a frozen cut of meat and you throw it straight on the smoker. That's gonna increase your cook time. Increased cook time on the smoker means more smoke, more flavor. This is a good thing. There's really nothing to it. I have cooked frozen steaks. I've put frozen steaks on and reverse seared them before. I've done frozen pork butts. They come out fantastic. I promise you, they're great. I did a rack of ribs frozen last week, and it was honestly one of the best racks of ribs I've ever cooked. They came out phenomenal. They were and the membrane pulled off so easy, it was crazy. Anyway, that's exactly what we're gonna do today. So I have a pork tenderloin in the freezer here at the store that I froze a few weeks ago. I'm gonna pull it out of the freezer and it's going straight on the smoker. We're gonna cook a frozen pork tenderloin today. So I'm gonna run in here, get my meat out of the freezer, and I'll be right back. Okay, so right here I have one completely frozen solid pork tenderloin. This bad boy is frozen. I'm about to cut this sucker open and he's going straight on the smoker. I've got the Ironwood here set at 165 degrees. Anytime you do this, make sure you keep it at a low temp. You don't want to cook the outside of it too fast. You want to thaw everything as evenly as possible. So if you have one of the D2 model Traegers, set it to 165. If you have one of the older models with the analog controller, set it to 180. We're going to set a timer here. We're gonna go for 1 hour. 1 hour should be long enough for this pork tenderloin. After an hour, it should be thawed out enough where we can get some good seasoning on it. If you're doing a bigger cut of meat, like a pork butt or something like that, you'll probably want to go a couple hours before you try to season it. It could take as much as 3 to 4 hours before it's totally thawed and you're able to put a meat probe in it. But yeah, 1 hour and we'll come back and check on it. All right, it's been 1 hour since we put this frozen pork tenderloin on the grill. We'll go ahead and pull it off now. It's pretty well thawed. It's more than thawed enough for what I need to do now. So I'm just gonna pull this off real quick. I'm gonna take off some of this silver skin and I'm gonna season it. The most important thing here is you have to be fast. Once you start cooking this meat, you don't want to take it off the grill for long. You need to be quick, so I'm just going to get straight to it. All right, the silver skin is off. Again, I can't stress this enough. You need to be quick. I'm going to season this today with the Whiskey Bent Old Fashioned rub. This stuff is awesome. Goes great on pretty much any kind of pork or chicken. It's a really good sweet and savory rub. Always season from up high for a more even coating. When I season meat, I always like to have what I call the dirty hand. One dirty hand, that's the hand you use to touch the meat when you're flipping the meat around, patting in the rub. One hand for your seasoning. All right, that's it. This bad boy is going right back on the smoker. Got my meat probe ready to go. Go ahead and get that inserted right into the middle. This thing is definitely thawed out. I'm using my ThermoWorks dot today. I'm gonna go ahead and set myself, we're at 41 degrees internal. Perfect. I'm gonna set myself an alarm for 140. I want this pork tenderloin to be cooked to an internal temperature of 145. So I'm gonna pull it off the grill at 140 and it'll carry over cook another 5 degrees to a perfect 145 degrees internal temperature. And that's it. Now all we gotta do is wait. All right, so this pork tenderloin's all thawed out. We just pulled it off just long enough to remove the silver skin and season it up. We probably had it off the grill for less than 5 minutes. One thing I did forget to do though, now that it's all thawed, I'm gonna go ahead and bump my grill temperature up some. I'm just going to 225 and we'll be at 225 for most of the rest of this cook. I do like to roast my pork tenderloins a little bit at the end for a little bit better color and texture on the outside. So I'm gonna cook this at 225 until it hits about 100 degrees internal and then 375 for the rest of the cook. All right, we just hit 100 degrees internal temperature on this pork tenderloin. Check that out. Got some beautiful color going on. It's looking good. This is the point where I'm gonna go ahead and crank up the grill temperature. I'm gonna set it to 375. We're gonna let it roast for a little while. And you can skip this step if you want. You can just smoke it till it's done if you want a little more smoke flavor. Or if you're in a hurry, you know, once it's thawed, you can just bump it straight up to 375. Just cook it till it's done, get it done a little bit quicker. All right, guys, you hear that beeping? You know what that means. 140. Let's check it out. It's looking gorgeous. Go ahead and pull the leave-in probe out, toss that aside. As always, I like to get my final reading with the instant read. And 141, she's done. It's time to pull this off the grill and let it rest. We're gonna let this rest for about 15 minutes. And it's gonna be time for lunch. All right, guys, this pork tenderloin is done. We rested it for 15 minutes, and I don't know how well you can see that, but man, this thing looks fantastic. As you can see, it is not dried out. It is plenty juicy. It's gonna be plenty tender. It's gonna be delicious. I can't wait any longer. I need to get a bite of this. Check out the juices spilling out of that thing. You might have been thinking at the beginning of this video, he's about to put frozen meat on the grill. Oh, by the time it's done, it's gonna be so dried out and tough. Well, guess what? It's not. It's not dried out at all. It's not tough at all. It is incredibly tender. It is incredibly juicy. And it's flavorful. Got a lot of smoke flavor in there. That extra cook time from putting it on frozen, you get a lot more smoke flavor. You can see the smoke pretty deep down in that meat. It's just perfect. It's perfectly cooked. It's delicious. See how it tastes. A little bit of this mustard sauce. If you guys have never tried the Still There Shine sauces, this is one of the newest products we have here at the store. I'm telling you, if you haven't had any of these, you don't know what you're missing. These are some of the best barbecue sauces out there. I'm telling you, we got the mustard sauce, we got the North Carolina style moonshine mop sauce, vinegar based. We have the cherry bomb, which is spicy, tart, sweet. I use that as a glaze on some ribs. Came out fantastic. Mustard sauce. That's awesome. That pairs really well with the rub too, that whiskey bent old fashioned rub. You get the sweet and the savory from the rub. You get the tanginess from the mustard. It's just, man, that is fantastic. Get another look at that. Look how perfectly cooked that is. Frozen meat straight on the smoker, and it is cooked to perfection, guys. I'm telling you, don't be afraid to put frozen meat on the smoker. The last thing you want to do is try to quick thaw it in the microwave or under running water or leave it sitting out on the counter. If you don't have time to properly thaw your meat in the refrigerator, don't sweat it. Just put the smoker on a low temp, 165, 180, put it straight on there, let it smoke, let it cook. It's gonna be delicious, I promise you. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Appreciate you guys watching as always. Make sure to check us out on all of our online platforms, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Check out the website, backcountryandbeyond.com. Again, I hope you guys are being safe. Be careful. If you need to buy anything here at the store, we are curbside only right now. We can help you out with whatever you need. We're just trying to be extra careful, take all the precautions necessary to make sure that we keep ourselves safe, and more importantly, keep you safe. So you can go to the website, you can place an order online for in-store pickup. We'll have it ready when you get here, or you can just drive on down to the store and we can serve you right here at the curb. Again, thank you guys for watching. We really do appreciate it. We'll see you next time.